interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we're going to discuss the first of two Nicolas Cage scavenger hunt films, National Treasure, starring Nicolas Cage, Sean Bean, Diane Kruger, Justin Bartha, John Voight, Harvey Keitel, Christopher Plummer, and Jason Earls. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And as I said during the introduction, today we're going to take a look of the first, and like I said during the introduction, today we're going to take a look at the first of two Nicolas Cage scavenger hunt films in our movies with only one sequel month. We're going to take a look at National Treasure. Now, as our movie opens, we're introduced to John Gates and his grandson. John proceeds to tell his grandson a story about Charles Carroll, who passed a secret onto one of their ancestors back in 1832. The secret of a national treasure that was hidden by the Knights Templar, founding fathers, as well as the Freemasons. The clue that leads to the treasure is the phrase, "The secret lies with Charlotte." And while John's grandson is thoroughly convinced by the story, John's own son, Patrick, dismisses it as nonsense. We then jump ahead 30 years, and we are reintroduced to the grandson, a man by the name of Benjamin Franklin Gates, who has grown up to become an American historian, cryptographer, and a treasure hunter. Ben and his friend, a computer expert named Riley Poole, head an expedition which is being financed by a wealthy man named Ian Howe in order to try and find the Charlotte, which has been revealed to be a ship that was lost in the Arctic. Now, within the ship, they end up discovering a meerschaum pipe, whose engravings reveal that the next clue is on none other than the Declaration of Independence. When Ian reveals himself to be a crime boss by suggesting that they attempt to steal the Declaration of Independence, a fight ensues, and the group splits. Ben and Riley attempt to report Ian's plan to the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, as well as Dr. Abigail Chase of the National Archives, but nobody believes their claim. So Ben decides that in order to protect the Declaration of Independence, he must remove it himself from the archive's preservation room during a gala event. By obtaining and utilizing Abigail's fingerprints, Ben successfully obtains the Declaration, only to be spotted by Ian's group just as they break in to steal it themselves. When Ben tries to escape the gift shop, he has to purchase the Declaration when the clerk mistakes it for a souvenir copy. Abigail, suspecting that something has gone amiss, confronts Ben in an attempt to reclaim the document, but Ian promptly kidnaps her. Ben and Riley are able to rescue Abigail by tricking Ian into giving him a souvenir copy of the Declaration. At this point, the FBI gets wind of all that has transpired, and Agent Sadesky begins to track Ben down. The trio then head to the home of Patrick Gates, Ben's father and John's son from the earlier parts of the story. Now, once there, they begin to study the Declaration of Independence, and they discover an Ottendorf cipher written in invisible ink. Now, the hidden message references the Silence Dogood letters, which were written by Benjamin Franklin back in 1722, when he was only 16 years old. Patrick had previously owned the letters, however, he has since donated them to the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now, as Ben and Abigail go shopping for clothes in order to get out of their conspicuous gala outfits, Riley pays a schoolboy to go inside of the Franklin Institute, view the Silence Dogood letters, and decipher the code. The cipher then points the trio to Independence Hall, and specifically the bell tower where the Liberty Bell once rested. Although still pursued by Ian, they are able to find a hidden cache within the tower wall which contains a pair of trifocal glasses with multicolored lenses, which, when then used to read the back of the Declaration of Independence, reveal a clue pointing to the Trinity Church at the intersection of Broadway and Wall Street in New York. Ian's associates chase the trio through Philadelphia until Ben is caught and arrested by the FBI. Abigail and Riley lose the Declaration to Ian during the chase. However, Abigail is able to convince Ian to help them rescue Ben in exchange for the next clue. Ian agrees and arranges for a meeting aboard the USS Intrepid, where they help Ben escape the FBI. Ian then returns the Declaration to Ben and asks for the next clue. But when Ben plays coy, Ian reveals that he has kidnapped Patrick as insurance. The group then travel to the Trinity Church, where they discover an old underground passage that appears to lead to a dead end. The dead end is lit by a lone lantern that Patrick claims is a reference to the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere, pointing Ian to the Old North Church in Boston, Massachusetts. Ian then traps Ben, Riley, Abigail, and Patrick within the chamber while his team heads for Boston, which was Patrick's intention the entire time, as the clue that he gave Ian was fictitious. Now, while searching the chamber, Ben discovers a notch that the meerschaum pipe fits into, which opens a large chamber containing the treasure, with the staircase leading back to the surface. Ben then contacts Agent Sadesky, who is revealed to be a Freemason himself, and Ben willingly surrenders the declaration as well as the location of the treasure in the hopes of not going to prison. Thanks to a tip from Ben, Ian is arrested by the FBI and then sent to prison in Ben's place. As our movie ends, we discover that Ben and Abigail have begun a relationship with each other, while Riley is upset that Ben turned down the 10% finder's fee for the treasure so that the entire collection could go to museums. However, that being said, the 1% that he did accept has still netted all of them with significant wealth. Now, I've mentioned this countless times in the past month or so here on the channel. I love these scavenger hunt films. Those films where you have to figure out riddles and clues in order to point yourself to the next portion of the journey in the film so that eventually you've got that moment at the end, much like in this film, where you discover the treasure and everything comes to. I adore these type of films. And then when you factor in all of the historical aspects about this, the Knights Templar, the Declaration of Independence, Benjamin Franklin, Liberty Hall, you know, the Old North Church and the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere, and you bring all those aspects into this. Whether the Knights Templar and the treasure is real or fictitious, who cares? You enjoy the ride and the journey that you are taken on. And for a moment, you lose yourself in the fact that you're having fun with history. Because in a lot of aspects, history is not fun. But these movies make it so by bringing all of these elements together. I feel like the cast was amazing. I really, really enjoy Justin Bartha in these films. I know he went on to do the Hanover series, and I'm sure he's done other stuff, but Riley Poole, the character he plays here, is what I will always remember him best as. I think he's got a great rapport with Nick Cage. I'd love to see the both of them back when the National Treasure series comes to Disney Plus. I'd love to see them do something that isn't National Treasure related together. I think they have great chemistry, and I feel like although Benjamin Gates is our hero, although there's very much the love story aspect between Benjamin and Abigail, I feel like Riley is kind of the heartbeat of this film in the fact that he's always trying to be on Ben's level, and he's never quite able to get there. But in both this film and the sequel, which we'll get into on Friday, there's that one moment that Riley has in both movies where he's able to one up Ben. In this film, it's the revelation that daylight savings time did not take effect when the clue was left on the dollar bill. So even though initially they believe they've missed the time, if you wind the clock back an hour, you really haven't. And so they're able to find the glasses in the cachet in the tower thanks to Riley pointing out the fact that daylight savings time didn't exist back then. They would have been stuck right there in Philadelphia if not for Riley. And they possibly would have been caught and arrested prior to when Benjamin was, because they would have had to wait an entire day. But Riley knew the information and was able to save them. That's just one of the few reasons that I believe that Riley is the major heartbeat between these movies. When it comes to my rating of this film, I don't think it should be any surprise. I'm giving this 4.5 out of 5 stars. This is one where I do prefer the original to the sequel, although the sequel is not bad in any stretch of the imagination. But 4.5 out of 5 stars, I feel like the history chosen for this movie was the perfect blend of history. Again, you've got the Knights Templar, you've got Benjamin Franklin, you've got the Declaration of Independence, you've got the Silence Do-Good letters, you've got Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell and the Centennial Bell, you've got the Old North Church, the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere. There's so much to unpack in this, and they layered everything so beautifully that you never once feel like it's too much to take in and handle. Again, I adore this film. I think it's great. 4.5 out of 5 stars. What do you guys think out there, the viewing public? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. But I'm very curious to know what you guys think of the original National Treasure. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, for another brand new installment of Renegades reviews, when I take a look at Chapter 4 of the Obi-Wan Kenobi saga on Disney+. You're not going to want to miss out on that one, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, right back here on an all-new installment of Renegades reviews, the newest installment of the Obi-Wan Kenobi saga. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there, thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe to the videos. Make sure you ring that notification bell so you can get notified of all my newest videos. Make sure you share this video with all your family, friends, movie lovers, cinephiles, fans of American history, fans of Nicolas Cage. Get the word out there. Share this video with them so that they can come and check me out. Hopefully enjoy my content so that I can get boosted up in the algorithms of YouTube, get monetized by the end of the year. We all know that's my mission. Thank you for joining me today once again. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you guys next time.